Tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan. Puti ang sandigan, laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan. Servisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noong nagdiring ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdiring ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglinturan ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan. Tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan. Puti ang sandigan, laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan. Servisyo ang tungkulin ko, trabaho ko, dangal ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, tapat at marunong pinagkakapuri ko. DPWH, Pilipino at marangal, taas noong nagdiring ko. DPWH, buong pusong nagdiring ko. DPWH, ipinagmamalaki kong paglinturan ang Pilipino. DPWH, 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 DPWH. Ang maglingkod ng tapat, gantimpala'y karangalan. Tunay na yaman gagalangin kailanman. Sa public works and highways matibay ang samahan. Puti ang sandigan, laging maninindigan. Daan sa kaunlaran, tulay sa kinabukasan.
2024. Time check, it's exactly 10:03. Let's start our activity with a prayer and followed by the singing of national anthem. Please all stand.
Let us put ourselves in the presence of the Lord. All-powerful God, we praise and thank you as we gather once again for the Pre-Procurement Conference, the Pre-Bid Conference, and the opening of bids for civil works. May we ask you for your blessing and guidance. The activities set for this undertaking may be successful. Open our mind for us to think wisely, put us with understanding, cooperation, and peace in fulfilling our responsibilities for the success of the Pre-Procurement Conference, Pre-Bid Conference, and opening of bids for civil works. We ask this in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Alam ng puso sa titik mo'y bumay.
You may now take your seats. Good morning once again. In behalf of our back chairman, still on seminar right now, I will preside our three activities for today. Mr. Back Secretary, please ascertain if we have decorum.
Yes, Mr. Vice Chairman, we have a quorum.
Do we have electronic submission of bids?
There is no bid submitted, Mr. Vice Chairman.
Okay. With that, I now call this meeting to order. TWG, you may now open the bid box and retrieve all those bid tenders. And while we are waiting for the result of the electronic eligibility coming from CWA, you may now open all the technical envelopes and start sorting out those documents. Now let me acknowledge the presence of everyone. From the contractor's representative, Royal Crown Monarch, Arian Jane Alotinto, Saint Benecet Construction Corporation, Maria Vida Quirino, T2B3 Builders, Marie Chris Sanggalang, M3 Construct Corporation, Edgar Guma Felix, PC Ponopio Construction, Jacqueline Heronimo, DMGR Builders, Eunice Inalves, R8 Builders, Rampel Luis de Guzman, Himulico Construction, Jesus Hipolito, AC Sullivan Construction, Jenny Domingo, Slam Jam Construction, Rosemary Panganiban, St. Timothy Construction, Ariel Jasmine Makiling. Good morning. And on my left, Mr. Back Secretary, Engineer Mike Malbar. DWG member, Engineer Joselito Villado. Engineer Diane Rufino. Engineer Noel Acob and Ma'am Josen Dison. Good morning. Our IT man, expert, Mr. Frank. Also TWG member, Engineer Rodel Regala. And also we have our speakers for the private conference. Engineer Patrick Takdol, Engineer Lorraine Granil, Engineer Fran Vargas, Engineer Halderon Santos, Engineer Benson David, Engineer Lovely Tumang, and Engineer Marco Polo Noki. Good morning to everyone. To our regular member and end users, on my left, Engineer Rene Rosete from Construction Section. Our Vice President of Samakana, Mr. Eric Dongka. Good morning. And end user for Maintenance Section, Idol, Engineer Alfredo Sibilia. And yours truly, Engineer Mabini Menes. Pre-procurement conference. Prior to the advertisement or the issuance of the invitation to bid request for expression of interest for each procurement undertaken through a competitive bidding, the BAC through its secretariat shall call for a pre-procurement conference. The pre-procurement conference shall be attended by the BAC, the secretariat, the unit or officials, including consultants hired by the procuring entity who prepared the bidding documents and the draft invitation to bid, request for expression of interest for each procurement. During this conference, the participants led by the BAC shall confirm the description and scope of the contract, ABC, contract duration, ensure that the procurement is in accordance with the PPMP and APP, determine the readiness of the procurement at hand, including, among other aspects, availability of appropriation and program budget for contract. For the purpose of pre-procurement conference pending the approval or enactment of the GAA, corporate budget or appropriation ordinances, as the case may be, the certification of availability of funds refers to the amount in the indicative APP consistent with NEP or MYOA or its equivalent document. The proposed corporate budget or executive budget in accordance with the section 7.6 of this IRR on procurement activities short of award. Completeness of the bidding documents and their adherence to relevant general procurement guidelines. Completion of the detailed engineering according to the prescribed standards in the case of infrastructure projects, and review, modify, and agree the criteria for eligibility screening, evaluation, and post-qualification. Review and adopt the procurement schedule, including deadlines and timeframes for the different activities. The bidding document shall be prepared by the procuring entity following the standard forms and manuals prescribed by the GPPB. The bidding documents that include the following: ABC, invitation to bid, request for expression of interest, eligibility requirements, instruction to bidders, including scope of bid documents, comprising the bid criteria for eligibility, bid evaluation, methodology, criteria in accordance with the Act, and post-qualification, as well as the date, time, and place of the pre-bid conference, submission of bids and opening of bids, scope of work where applicable, plans, drawings, and technical specification, form amount and validity period of bid security, form amount and validity of performance security and warranty, and form of contract and general and special conditions of contract. The specification and other terms in the bidding documents shall reflect the necessary specification required to meet the needs of procuring entity in clear and unambiguous terms. To provide prospective bidders ample time to examine the bidding documents and to prepare their respective bids. The concerned box shall make the bidding documents available from the time the invitation to bid request for expression of interest is first advertised, posted, until the deadline for the submission and receipt of bids. I want to acknowledge also the presence of Ma'am Jacqueline Di Marucot and Ma'am Luz Zamora. Good morning po. So, project number 1, 24CJ0402, construction of flood control structures along O'Donnell Tarlac River Control, Right Dike, Armenia, Karangian Section, Segment 1. Its ABC is 106,150,000. Contract duration is 250 calendar days. Next, 24CJ0403, installation of safety devices and solar LED streetlights along Capas, San Jose, Mayantok, Malacampa Road to Tarlac City, San Jose via Tibag, Burgos Road, San Jose section, Tarlac, San Jose. Its ABC is 106,150,000. Contract duration is 240 calendar days. Next is 24CJ0404. Construction of flood control structure along Ungot Creek, segment 41, Tarlac City, Tarlac. Its ABC is 95,535,000. Contract duration is 242 calendar days. Engineer Christian, Okay na yung documents ng mga to?
Good morning, sir. Sir, okay na po yung mga documents for final checking po.
Yan item.
Bukas po.
Bukas.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Engineer Christian. So that ends our procurement. We now go to the second activity, our private conference. As I announced the project ID, the guest speaker can now join us here and give us some details. 25 CJ0120. Let me call on Engineer Patrick Takdol.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Patrick Takdal, and I will be presenting two projects. For contract ID number 25CJ0120. Contract name, construction of multi-purpose building, Barangay Hall, Barangay Poblacion 3, Pura, Tarlac. Scope of works includes complete construction of a new two-story Barangay Hall with a dimension of 9.75 meters by 8 meters. And with demolition of existing structure with a dimension of 8.2 meters by 4.4 meters.
Any questions? None. So you may now proceed to the next project.
For contract ID number 25CJ0123 with contract name, construction of multipurpose building, daycare, Barangay Bangar, Victoria, Tarlac. Scope of works includes complete construction of two-story daycare with a dimension of 9.4 meter by 8.45 meters. With a demolition of existing one-story daycare with a dimension of 10.3 by 6.7 meters.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Patrick Takdol. So we proceed to the next project. Project ID number 25CJ0121. Let me call on Engineer Lorraine.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Engineer Lorraine Granil. I'm here to present two projects, starting contract ID 25CJ0121, construction completion of multipurpose building, training and development center, Barangay Rizal, Moncada, Tarlac. The scope of works, the completion of two-story MPB with roof deck, ceiling works including acoustical panel and gypsum board from ground floor to second floor, painting works, construction of steel canopy with dimension of 6.4 meters by 14.5 meters, and complete construction of powerhouse with dimension of 6 meters by 4 meters.
Any questions? You may now proceed to the next project.
Contract ID number 25CJ0126. Construction of multipurpose building health center, Barangay Carbonel, Herona, Tarlac. The scope of works, complete construction of two-story health center with a dimension of 10 by 6 meters from architectural to structural finishes, and with demolition of existing structure with a dimension of 14 meters by 6.7 meters.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Lorraine Granil. For the next project, 25CJ0122, let me call on Engineer Fran Vargas and give us some details of the project.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Engineer Franjonish A. Vargas from Planning and Design Section. Here to present the project with contract ID 25CJ0122 entitled as Construction of Bypass and Diversion Roads, Moncada San Manuel Bypass Road, Phase P, Tarlac. Is completion of 4 lanes with walkways and bike lanes. It is located within the vicinity of Barangay San Jacinto and Santa Maria, San Manuel, Tarlac. It will connect the barangay roads of the said barangays. The project will start at Station 2 plus 650 to Station 3 plus 298 with a target length of 1.296 lane kilometer. Project duration will be 168 calendar days with the approved budget for the contract amounting to 70,767,310. Having scope of works including the following: earthworks including surplus excavation, structure excavation, embankment and subgrade preparation, laid crush aggregate base course and lime stabilized road mix base course, surface courses with 0.15 meters and 0.30 meters thick PCCP with a width of 3.53 meters and 4.15 meters respectively. Pedestals and installation of solar LED lights, drainage structures with structured walled pipe high density polyethylene pipe with 1000 millimeter diameter, paver blocks with 1.9 meters width, installation of bollards and concrete barrier along the alignment.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Fran Vargas. We proceed to the next project, 25 CJ0124. Let me call on Engineer Alderon Santos.
Good morning, everyone. This is to introduce contract ID number 25CJ0124, construction of slope protection structure along Buena Vista Creek at Las Morris, Tarlac City, Tarlac. It has a project duration of 119 calendar days, having total target length of 58 linear meters and approved budget for the contract amounting to 14,700,000. The scope of works are as follows: surface courses with 250 mm thick of Portland cement concrete pavement which is unreinforced. Miscellaneous structures with single arm, 10-meter pole, solar LED, roadway lighting, 125 watts to 150 watts. Earthwork with 200 mm thick of aggregate sub-base course and bank and slope protection works. The steel sheet pile to be used is 9 meters. The presentation also includes a typical flood control section which features a one-slope flood control structure with a length of 4.5 meters on the river side and a coconut CN 700 and vegetation grass over on the land side.
Any questions? None. Okay, thank you, Engineer Alderon Santos. Okay, any more questions? Idol, any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Halderon Santos. We proceed to the next project, 25 CJ0125. Let me call on Engineer Benson David to give us some details.
Good morning, everyone. This is to introduce a project with the contract ID number 25CJ0125 with the contract name Replacement of Permanent Weak Bridges, San Clemente Bridge B01387LZ along Romulo Highway along Tarlac, Pangasinan Road. The anticipated contract duration is 300 calendar days. The proposed bridge length is 52.8 meters with a 3-span, 2 lanes carriageway with a 3.66 width and 1.11 sidewalk, which include the following scope of works. 1. Other general requirements. 2. Earthwork. 3. Surface courses, which includes emulsified asphalt, bituminous concrete surface wearing course, hot laid 50 mm, PCCB unreinforced, 0.30 meter thick, waterproofing on deck slab, epoxy based. Number 4. Bridge construction works, which includes concrete piles cast in drilled holes, 1 meter diameter for abutment A and B, 1.5 meter diameter for pier 1 and 2. Permanent casing, concrete railing, reinforcing steel, pre-stressed structural concrete members, 16 meters and 18 meters type 3 I-girder. Elastomeric bearing pads, expansion joint 30 mm gap, steel finger type, forms and false works. Number 5. Drainage and slope protection structures. And lastly, miscellaneous structures.
Any questions? Okay,
52.8 meters po from abutment to abutment. Yung una po. Yes po. Yung una po yung inner lane na 3.66. Pangalawa po yung 3.66 and 1.11 sides. Yes po. Yes po. Yes po. Thank you.
okay, thank you, Engineer Benson David. 25 CJ 0127. Let me call on Engineer Lovely Tumang to give us some details of the project.
Good morning po. I'm Engineer Lovely Tumang from Planning and Design Section to present Project ID 25CJ0127, Construction of Flood Control Structure along Masalasa Creek, Segment 52, Tarlac City, Tarlac. It has a target length of 98 linear meter, concrete slope protection with project duration of 154 calendar days, and approved budget for the contract amounting to 24,125,000 pesos. The length of Z-type steel sheet pile to be driven is 9 meters. The scope of works comprises of surface courses with 250 mm thick Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced, having a width of 6.10 meters, earthwork with gravel fill, and 200 mm thick of aggregate sa base course, and lastly, bank slope protection work.
Any questions? None. Okay, so thank you, Engineer Lovely Tumang. So that ends our private conference. Our resource speakers have discussed the scope of work and project description of each project. If in case there will be an amendment, notice of resumption for the scheduled procurement activities, a supplemental bulletin will be posted. Ano yan? Meron pa isa? Sorry. There's still one more. 25 CJ 0128. Engineer Marco Polo Duki. Meron pa palang isa.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Engineer Marco Polonuki, and the project with contract ID 25CJ0128, entitled as Tarlac City Northwestern Alternate Route, San Isidro Aguso, Phase 8 Tarlac, is completion of 4 lanes with walkways and bike lanes. It is located within the vicinity of Barangay San Isidro, Tarlac City. The project will start at station 0 plus 891.10 to station 1 plus 141.10 with a target length of 0.49 lane kilometers, with a project duration of 193 calendar days and an ABC of 96,500,000 pesos. Having scope of works including the following: earthworks including structure excavation, embankment and subgrade preparation, laid crush sub-aggregate base course and lime stabilized wood mix base course, surface courses with 0.15 meter and 0.30 meter thick PCCP with a width of 3.53 meters and 4.15 meters respectively, pedestals and installation of solar LED lights, drainage structures with structured wall pipe, high density polyethylene pipe with 1,000 millimeter diameter, paper block with 1.9 meter width, retaining wall and CHB with plaster finish, and installation of bollards and concrete barrier along the alignment.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Engineer Marco Polo Nuki. There are no more topics to discuss, so this pre-bid conference is adjourned. We now go to the opening of bids for our last activity. These projects were advertised and posted on DPWH website, PhilJeps, and posted on bulletin board of DPWH Tarlac First DEO. This proceeding is guided by the rules and procedures of RA 9184, otherwise known as the Government Procurement Reform Act, and other relevant issuances of GPPB and the DPWH. Thus, the bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding. In opening of the technical and financial envelopes, non-discretionary pass-fail criterion as specified in the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184 shall be strictly followed. Further, notwithstanding the result of the electronic eligibility, a prospective bidder or bidders may be rated non-complying due to the absence of required documents during the preliminary evaluation of bids based on the checklist provided for both technical and financial requirement. Now, since evaluation of bidders' eligibility requirements is processed electronically through civil works application, for bidders who will be found ineligible in the e-process, the BAC will check and manually evaluate their eligibility documents and may consider them eligible if the required or updated documents were included in their technical component. The BAC will then request to the procurement service the updating of bidders' documents in the civil works registry and reprocess the eligibility check in the CWA. Let it be noted, and BAC Secretariat put it on the record, that in case of discrepancies between the findings of the BAC and the result on the e-process, the latter shall prevail. At this point, let me now go to the reading of the projects to be bid out today. For project number 1, CJ 0389, construction of flood control structures along Camiling River, segment D, Barangay Pindangan First, Camiling, Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 4,825,000. Bank guarantee, 1,930,000. Next. 24 CJ 0390, repair, rehabilitation, improvement of flood control structures along Tarlac River Control, Right Dike, Mabini, Tarlac City, Tarlac. Its ABC is 92,640,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 4,632,000. Bank guarantees, 1,852,800. Next. 25 CJ 0072, construction of road, Barangay Poblacion Norte, Ramos, Tarlac. Its ABC is 9,900,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 495,000. Bank guarantee, 198,000. 25 CJ 0073, construction of flood control structure along Susubaen Creek, segment 26, Ramos, Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 4,825,000. Bank guarantee, 1,930,000. 25 CJ 0074, construction of multi-purpose building, covered court, Barangay Cacamilingan, Norte, Camiling, Tarlac. Its ABC is 6,930,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 346,500. Bank guarantee is 138,600. 25 CJ 0075, construction of multipurpose building, covered court, Barangay Maungib, Pura, Tarlac. Its ABC is 6,930,000. The required bid security in the form of surety bond is 346,500. Bank guarantee, 138,600. 25 CJ 0076, construction of flood control structure along Moriones River Control Structure, left bank, segment 4, Tarlac City, Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 4,825,000. Bank guarantee, 1,930,000. Next. 25 CJ 0077, construction completion of multipurpose building, daycare, Barangay Malwid, Victoria, Tarlac. Its ABC is 2,970,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 148,500. Bank guarantee, 59,400. 25 CJ 0078, construction of flood control structure along Rio Chico River, segment 30, Victoria, Tarlac. Its ABC is 96,500,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond is 4,825,000. Bank guarantee, 1,930,000. 25 CJ 0079, construction of multipurpose building, health center, Barangay Parsulingan, Herona, Tarlac. Its ABC is 4,950,000. Required bid security in the form of surety bond, 247,500. Bank guarantee is 99,000. We will waive the reading of the required bid security in as much as all bidders have submitted bid securing declaration as their form of bid security, and these are accepted. We have here the result of the electronic eligibility. All bidders were found eligible. Let us now go to the technical component for project number 1. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open the financial envelope. Project number 2. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now also open their financial envelope. Project number 3. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 4. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 5. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 6. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 7. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 8. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 9. Presence and absence of the required documents. The three bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Project number 10. Presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying. You may now open their financial envelope. Okay, let's continue. Let us now go to the financial component. For project number 1, presence and absence of the required documents, the two bidders were found complying with their bids. T2B3 builders, its bid is 93,528,448.70. Big Bertha, its bid is 94,204,543.88. Project number 2, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. Big Bertha, its bid is 90,532,217.76. Royal Crown Monarch, its bid is 89,861,792.01. Project number 3, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. Yan. Big Bertha. 532,217.76. Tama. Ano to? Project number 1, 88. Pa-check yung project number 1. 543.88. Big Bertha. Okay, project number 3, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. DMGR Builders, its bid is 9,606,402.71. PC Panopio Construction, its bid is 9,582,041.22. All bids are below ABC. Project number 4, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. M3 Construct, its bid is 93,364,091.30. Big Bertha, its bid is 94,245,442.50. All bids are below ABC. Project number 5, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. Lamjam Construction, its bid is 6,843,730.38. Saint Benezet Construction, its bid is 6,844,875.01. 1,000. All bids are below ABC. Project number 6, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. RD8 Builders, its bid is 6,840,162 26.64. AC Sullivan, its bid is 6,889,300.45. All bids are below ABC. Project number 7, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. T2B3 Builders, its bid is 93,316,221.21. Big Bertha, its bid is 94,093,930.17. 30,930.17. All bids are below ABC. Project number 8, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. DMGR Builders, its bid is 2,910,580.83. PC Panopio Construction, its bid is 2,911,617.88. All bids are below ABC. Project number 9, presence and absence of the required documents. The three bidders were found complying with their bids. T2B3 Builders, its bid is 93,219,039.72. Big Bertha, its bid is 94,127,816. 127. 94,127,816.16. St. Timothy Construction, its bid is 96,450,007.84. All bids are below ABC. Last project, number 10, presence and absence of the required documents. The two bidders were found complying with their bids. Himulico Construction, its bid is 4,895,573.42. PC Panopio Construction, its bid is 4,900,541.95. All bids are below ABC. So that ends our opening of bids. Each project, starting from the lowest calculated bid, shall undergo post-qualification to determine its responsiveness to all the requirements and conditions as specified in the bidding documents. Any questions? Okay, hearing none, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you all for coming and stay safe, everyone.